Well, this breaking input also we are tracking from Karnataka, but KGF star, Yash starrer, Toxic, directed by Geetu Mohandas, has now found itself in a massive controversy for allegedly felling trees at the Penya plantation in Bengaluru to just erect a film set. Now, according to a note addressed to the forest officials by Karnataka's Forest Minister Khandre, the film set is at a reserve forest land that is occupied by the Hindustan Machine Tools. Now, in a letter addressed to the Additional Secretary of the Department, Minister has now directed for suitable action to be taken against the ones responsible for the felling of trees to clear land just to erect a set, and for a case to be registered under the Forest Act. So these are the latest inputs that we are tracking from the ground, where KGF star Yash's film Toxic is now facing backlash for allegedly clearing trees at a protected site in Bengaluru. Now let's take a look at what
Initially, that land belongs to Forest Department. Okay. So they have given it to private people on rent, and there some film shooting is also taking place. And when I visited personally to that place, and I saw many trees have been cut there, and we have seen the satellite pictures. Last year in satellite pictures, it was full of trees, very lot of trees were there. Now, totally there are no trees. It means that they have illegally cut the trees. So I have already returned to Bengaluru BBMP Corporation to inquire and submit a report, and we are going to proceed against them.
Well, joining us on the broadcast is our colleague Sudath. A very good morning, Sudath. We just heard Karnataka's Forest Minister alleging that the trees were illegally cleared at a protected site in Bengaluru just to establish a set. Now, what measures will the Karnataka government take in response to this controversy and all the allegations?
So definitely some action is expected against the toxic film set. A heavy fine could be levied. But this raises, into the larger picture, the ongoing dispute actually that's going on between the Forest Department of Karnataka and the Hindustan Machine Tools. A controversy has long been brewing. In fact, there was a war of words between Union Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy and Forest Minister Ishwar Khandre over this. The Forest Minister has claimed that this land was illegally acquired by HMT. The reserve forest land was illegally acquired by the HMT in the 1960s without a proper denotification. And he had said that, reclamation efforts would be on to claim it back, while H.D. Kumaraswamy has stated that this was rightfully HMT's land. So this might once again break up the issue, and while Toxic can face action in this regard with the forest case likely to be registered for violations, I think this might once again bring up the issue of, reclaiming this land in the forest name. And we might very well expect yet another war of words between Union Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy and Ishwar Khandre. This does come as a bit of a shock to Toxic, which has generated quite a bit of hype. This is Yash's first film after the KGF 2, and it is slated to hit the screens next year, but this is definitely a bit of a jolt to the film.
Right, but Sudath, help us also understand what actions can be taken against those actually responsible for cutting down of the trees just to create a set in and around that reserved area.
So, while we have no clear details on what exact action can be taken, I think definitely a fine can be expected. A huge fine can be expected after a case is registered. Very well, the toxic makers could be booked as well. So yes, action is definitely expected on the team of Toxic as well, and the HMT owners too could be booked in this very regard, because when they have been accused of allegedly acquiring this land, the matter that they have rented it out to the toxic makers, which brings both of them under scanner. So the toxic makers and the HMT owners all can be pretty much booked under the act.
Right, Sudath, thank you so much for bringing in all those details. Well, as the controversy surrounding Toxic unfolds now, the spotlight majorly remains on the balance that needs to be created on the creative pursuits and the environmental needs. Now, it will be crucial to see how the authorities respond and what this actually means for the future of film projects in this sensitive area. With that, we're slipping into a very short break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.